One of the first things you'll need to create this form that you use to send student feedback is information about your students put together with their parent or guardian's contact information. One way to do this is through a Google form that is set up like this, where you ask what the student's name is, be specific. If you want a first and a last name or just a first name, be specific about that. Get the information of the parent or guardian. If you want, you can ask what their relationship is to the student. You don't have to ask that. And you do need to ask for an email address where you can reach them. And that's it. Once some parents have filled out this form to collect their contact information, you can see that there is a response there. And this is always one way to see the responses that come in through a Google form. Another way is with the Google Sheet that can be created to collect data from Google Forms. Click Create. And now you've got all the information you would like to have that you asked for on your form. What you then need to do is combine the name of the student with the email address the parent created. And how we do that, first we'll make a new column heading. And we're going to put in a formula here that joins those two things. And I'll just paste in the formula. You can see that it's right here. The word concatenate means to bring together, and you're telling it, I want to bring together two different columns worth of information and put them into one. So we're bringing together the information from B2 and E2. So just to quickly explain, you tell it what you want, and then we put a comma, and anything in quotes is going to be put directly into the cell. So you see that we put a quote and then a space and then this bracket, and the space and the bracket show up. And then we asked for the information from E2, and it is right there. And then we asked for another bracket. And what that does, anything in the bracket is recognized as an email address. So you've collected your data and you've used a formula to combine the name of the student and the contact information. The next thing you'll need is the form that you're going to use to choose which parents you're going to contact and what you say to them. You really only need a couple of questions. This one is called parent email or parent guardian email. You put in the wording you would like, and it is best that you choose check boxes so that if you want to send it to more than one parent, you can. Make sure that's required. And then one that is called message to parent or parent feedback. Again, you can call that what you would like, but you could put in a number of different choices of sort of canned responses that you can say. And you also need to make sure to click on this, which says add other. So you can, if you have something specific that you want to type or speak into this message, you may. And again, choose check boxes so that you can choose multiple feedback sentences. You might not want to put periods at the end of this, at the end of each one, and I will explain why later. Once you've got it set up, you're going to use an add-on, which is a tool that is added on to the form, to fill this in with the data you collected using a previous form. To get the add-ons, if you don't have it already, you would click there and then add-ons. We're going to look for formRanger. If you didn't have it, it would say plus free, and there'd be a blue button, and you would click that. Once you've added it, it will show up here. So we're going to go to formRanger. Make sure you've clicked on the correct question. It shows the question, the parent email, and message to parent, but we only want to use this one. And we want to populate the values from a list. And it's going to ask, which sheet is this list in? And we want to pull from the contact form. This is the sheet we want. And then we need to choose the combined info column in that sheet. They ask you if you want to give this list a name. You don't need to if you don't want to. Then we click Save and Populate. And the two names that we collected are pulled from that sheet and put into our form. And that's all you need to do with this formRanger add-on. Now you have your form set up the way that you want it. And if we take a look at the live form, you've got your list of contact information along with the student name. And I suggest that you add as one of the options your actual school email address so that you can send a test email or a couple of test emails to yourself. So we can send this, and then you choose the feedback options. You can also type in specific ones, and then you would click submit, and you're done. So you've set up your feedback form for you to use, and you have filled it out once. And you can see this is the test account that I set up so I could send it to myself and see what happens. You need to click Create Spreadsheet because the spreadsheet is actually what is going to send emails using the address you provided. So we will create a spreadsheet, and we need to use another add-on. So you can see here's the email address, and here is the message that you sent to the parents. We're going to use an add-on, and if you needed to get the add-on called formMule, which looks like this, you would just click Get Add-ons. Once you've gotten it, you simply go here and select Launch. And you want it to run on the Form Responses 1 sheet, and you want it to be triggered by a submission of the form, which is what you do. You don't need to worry about those or that. Since you're only going to be running one function on this sheet, you don't need to name it. You do want to send for all rows. Now we'll edit the templates. So this is the email that is going to be sent. In the To field, you would select the parent email, and it automatically is going to bring that in from your sheet. You will get a copy in your sent folder of your Gmail, so you'll have a record of everything you sent, plus there will also be a record in this sheet. In the subject, you might want to put something that lets the parent know what this email is about. Anything you type in here will show up in the email. And you could explain that this is one way you're going to just quickly provide feedback to parents. Then you want to select the message that is in the spreadsheet. The only thing it's going to put in is what's inside the brackets. This will be put in also. We'll say message to parent. You can leave that or you can erase it. I'm going to take it out. And then it will put in everything that you've selected. You may want to add spaces afterwards, and I'll show you that, why it does that in just a minute. But this is why you want to have your email as one of the choices in the form so that you can test it and make sure it gets just the way you want it to be. Once you've gotten this to a point where you think it's good, click preview and send all. If you want, it will go ahead and send it now. Once you have used your feedback form to send parent emails, when you come into the spreadsheet, you will see that an email was sent. It gives you a nice report that you can show your administrator to help with your evaluations, especially for domain 4. And then if we go to our email, you can see that the template used the subject that I put in, and you need to personalize this message to show exactly what you want it to show. Hopefully this has been helpful.